And so there's this awful struggle now to try and maintain some equilibrium in the middle of a world depression. And it's not getting better. Everyone predicts it's going to get worse. How worse? God only knows. We do know that in the middle of it all will come the chastisements that have been promised us, which can't be mitigated.
And what are some of these chastisements that have been promised us?
Widespread hunger, widespread war, disease, then awful things which are exceptions like 3 days darkness over the entire world, baffling all our meteorologists and scientists who won't know what's happening, who will have various explanations, any explanation except the hand of God. There will be parts of the continent that will be washed away out to sea. There will be eruptions of volcanoes that are extinct for the last 20 million years. There are going to be family against family, disruptions of nations and of cities, to break up. How easy it is to paralyze a city with its sewer system and its electricity and its water and its power and its communications. Just destroy it. And we already had a foretaste in the World Trade Center here, where they're going to blow it up.
Well, certainly any large city is a sitting duck now for any terrorist who wants to plant a bomb in some skyscraper.
You know, I have a nightmare sometimes. I wrote about it in one book of mine, that people are sitting at their TVs looking at St. Peter's, and that dome is imploded with a bomb and collapses. I have a nightmare that's going to happen. And we'll see it on TV. It will be destroyed.
And that would be a symbolic of the collapse of Western civilization as
That's
we
right.
would know.
And of the organization, the Roman Catholic organization. And when you look at it coldly and objectively, it doesn't matter two hoots, finally. God can manage all that. But that does mean that we're sitting on the brink of a coming catastrophe we can't change, we can survive, and it can be mitigated by prayer and patience and holiness. But we can't avoid it any longer.
What can a family do to protect itself? Because I know people that, let's say, figure that some type of socialistic government is going to take over. We're going to be in a worldwide depression, and they're making all kinds of preparations that say they're trying to store some guns in their basement. They are investing in financial instruments to make sure that they'll have enough when they retire. Is that going to save them?
No, it won't save them. It may help some of them survive physically, but morally about their children. What's going to happen to children in schools where they're taught pagan doctrine, where their outcome-based education makes them little robots because they're affective. The affective side of their character is under control. They've been taught to say yes and no according to the will of the state. And that's what's happening.
Well, it's even getting to a situation where it takes a heroic family just to hold itself together.
And it's going to be heroic, and it'll be more than heroic later, short time later. It may mean martyrdom. It may mean they will get rid of you by various means. You can get rid of people by evicting them, making it impossible for them to earn bread, catching them on violations of rules made about their children's schooling, about finance, about their business. There will be martyrs. There finally will be martyrs. And anybody who wants to rear their children today must homeschool them to some degree. There's no good school any longer. Not really satisfactory. You've got to homeschool them, besides letting them go into these institutions.
Are Christians perhaps entering once again into a situation which they first faced during the first 3 centuries?
Yeah. We are expelled. And today, in any normal dinner table in Manhattan or in Los Angeles or Atlanta or Chicago or Paris or London, if you dared say anything against homosexuality, if you dared say anything about abortion or fetal research, against these things, of critiquing them, you won't be invited back. It's bad form. If somebody says, well, he's going to see his mistress, you're supposed to take that as marvelous. Or somebody says that, well, he's come out of the closet and he's a homosexual and he does this, that, that. You're supposed to accept that as saying that, well, he's changed his club. He has, joined a new organization. Today, and if we protest, if we say, no, I'm a Christian, I can't have anything to do with that, you're avoided. You're ostracized. You're regarded as funny, as a fanatic, as politically incorrect and socially unacceptable.